Yeah.
Now we are making a beautiful garden pie for our lunch. We have a nice pie pan. You can see it's dark enamelware, so it'll soak up the sun good. We have it full of delicious mix of garden vegetables, some green herbs, some nice cheese on top. Now we're making a little batter that is 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1/3 of a cup of flour, which we haven't added yet, baking powder, a couple of eggs, some salt, pepper, herbs, a little oil. We're going to blend this and pour it over this, and it's going to turn into a delicious, kind of like a quiche without a crust. Very delicious, very healthy. So now, let's see, we need to put our flour into here. Last things. And we can make this in the blender to show Camley, because when he goes home, he will have a very nice hand crank blender that his wife can use in Africa, even without electricity. So they'll be able to do this so easily. And we're also sending measuring cups, so I don't have to translate recipes into British measure, which is weight, which is a lot of hassle. So this says 1/3 cup. This says baking mix, or you can use flour and baking powder. That's what we'll do, because I don't know if you can get pancake mix in Kenya. So we're going to take some flour. The way to measure flour, you want to make it level and flat. Some people use a knife. Since I have this nice canister, I use this. This is a flat 1/3 cup. Put that in. And then we also need some baking powder. Baking powder. And we will need a little bit of oil. A little bit of oil makes it nice on top, helps the top brown, makes it healthier. A little bit of oil helps you absorb the nutrition from the vegetables. So this says, let's see, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. So 1/2 teaspoon is the middle size of the smaller ones. This baking powder has a nice thing to make it level. If it didn't, you could use a knife. Sprinkle that in. And then I want to keep this set dry, so I'm going to get one more spoon to measure the oil, because that spoon will get dirty. And we are going to use olive oil here. You could use coconut oil, any kind of vegetable oil would be good for this. But olive oil is nice if you have it for this. So that's 1 tablespoon to the top. Put that in. Okay, now we double check. We have milk, flour, eggs, salt, seasoned pepper, herbs, and our oil. Yep, and our oil. And I'm going to put a little more. Let's see. Oh, I just had it. This is just another herb or spice. This is paprika. It's made from sweet red peppers. You know, I don't know if you ever see, there's a man named Steven Zeck who posts on Solar Cookers World Network a lot. He posts pictures of beautiful foods cooking in parabolic. He uses lots of paprika. I think he's in Czechoslovakia or Hungary or somewhere like that. I think it's Hungary. He uses a lot of paprika. And it's a very nice seasoning. Makes the color a little nice, gives some flavor. Okay. Just a little more of this one in.
Herbs?
Yep, a little more herbs. And then we're going to go put this on the base and blend it for a minute, and then we will pour it over this, and it will be ready for the oven. So here we go to the blender. Always put the lid on, even with your hand blender. With your hand blender, I think you will want to hold the lid with one hand, crank it with the other. Always put the lid on because they can splash. And then we're going to one time make sure nothing's stuck to the side. So does Godenzia have any of these? Or, oh, I'll make sure she has a couple of those. They're very nice. Scraping bowls, cleaning bake cakes, things. Get where it's stuck to the side. So there's no lumps.
D3.
I love it. Yours will be nicer because it'll be quieter. Mine is noisy.
Yeah, see,
Boy, those hand crank blenders look nice.
this is a nice
Okay, here we go. Last stages of putting together our garden pie. Get it right in front of me so I don't make a mess here. I think we'll actually sprinkle a little of this around on the top too. Helps give the top a nice color. Paprika is good to sprinkle on top. Alright, that looks well mixed. So we're going to pour it, kind of make sure everything gets a little wet on top. So pour kind of slow, pour it around. Egg and milk and flour.
I like my 35 millimeter can.
Oh, and I should have brought that little scraper. Hang on just a second.
Probably make a little bit of can, make a can. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to move ends on it. I have the longest.
And then this will all melt together. The vegetables will cook. We'll actually be able to cut it out in nice slices.
Range. Telephoto, and I was just wondering if I needed a
Oh, it's hard to get the last little bits out of a blender, but this gets some of it in there.
professional.
Okay. I'm going to pat it a little, make sure it's all nice and even. And then, though in sport, you don't always have to cover things, but it's faster if you cover things. Keep steam down in your oven.
But this
So
one,
we're
where
gonna
is
cover this.
it going?
That's going to go in the cake. That's what we do. Actually,
Yeah.
next we do cornbread, then we do cake.
Yeah.
We'll eat the cake last, so we'll cook it last, because usually the
So-
sweet is at the end of the meal.
That one's now is
But this is ready to go, yep. We're clipping on a top pan, which is just another flat pan upside down.
Okay.
Okay,